it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. Sam Spike Lou.
Man, I'll let your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown, if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely. I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy. Another hot week in the books with the On Deck TV show. How you feeling out there, AB?
Feeling good.
Excuse me,
great.
CJ. I'm sorry.
Come on,
CJ,
man, get it right.
AB.
Wrong
Got
initials.
the whole alphabet over there.
It.
You got the whole alphabet on lockdown over there. CBAJ.
Feeling good, feeling great. It was hot. It's starting to heat up out here in these streets in more ways than one.
It was super chilly this weekend, though.
That's what I'm saying. But you look at the forecast, though. We got some 80s on the way.
Absolutely. Spring is around the corner, and you know what that means. It's a brand new tradition at the On Deck TV show, man. Based off the last year, we're going to be picking the starting five of rap. Yep. We did it before with the starting five that was based in Atlanta. We said, let's take it to bigger and better places like we do at the On Deck TV show. So we're going to give you, based on the last year, the starting five of rap. I got mine. AB has his own. But first, Steve Stout, he says that vibes are replacing lyrics in rap. We want to know, do you guys agree? Got to see what AB thinks about that. Snoop, he yanked down everything from streaming platforms that had to do with Death Row. And Meg, she had a brand new song at Coachella aiming at your boy, Tory Lanez. But first, Pusha T, Future, Jack Harlow, and Kendrick Lamar all announce dates to dropping their album here within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Real simple question for you, AB. Rank 1 to 4 your anticipation levels for these albums.
Yeah, I like this. I like when hip hop has moments when relatively big names, wherever you feel Jack Harlow falls into that. He's hot right now, so you got to add him in the conversation. When they drop consecutively. Like, this is when we know people are back outside. These are 4 albums dropping 4 weeks consecutively. If I had to rank my anticipation level, I'm going to go Kendrick 1 because it's been 30 years since he came out and we weren't even sure if he remembered how to rap. So I'm definitely interested in hearing how that's going to sound. Then I will go Pusha 2 because this is supposed to be 12 tracks, half Pharrell produced beats, half Kanye produced beats. I need that in my life. Then I'm gonna go 3 Future, 4 Jack Harlow when I can really interchange them. Future, I'm always interested to hear what he got to do. He's gonna have 1 on there, but then I also want to see what Jack Harlow gonna do with the spotlight on him. If he's gonna fold or if he's gonna, give us some bangers. So that's the order. I'm going Kendrick 1, Pusha 2, Future 3, Jack Harlow 4. For sure. I'm surprised we got that Kendrick drop. That came out of nowhere.
That did on a weird ass memo for the promo rollout in classic Kendrick Lamar form.
Yeah.
Crazy by you just now questioning whether Jack Harlow is to be this list and then debating between him and Future at the end. That was nuts. Just as an observer, by the way, I want to know that was nuts. How I'm ranking them, the right order here is very simple. Number 1 is Kendrick Lamar. Easy. Top 3, big 3, however you want to say it in rap. He's one of those 3, even though we haven't gotten it in the last, 4 years, 3 years, whatever it may be. It's been a long time since Kendrick Lamar came out. Him being a high-level rapper, one of the best of his generation, I don't see how anybody could put number 1 there. Other than if you had someone like Kanye West and Pharrell producing your album, but that still ain't enough.
Yeah.
So Pusha T is 2, just because it's always entertaining when he comes out. As you mentioned, he has you can't ask for 2 better producers to be doing your album at this stage in your career. This is what you rap for. This is going to be Pusha T's shining moment. People are looking. There's no Drake beef heavy this time to overshadow what he can do. This is where Pusha T solidifies himself as a solo artist and goes down in history. You got everything that you need right there at your fingertips, bro. There are no more excuses. 3rd is Future. I'm always, even though I feel like, as I said on this podcast, I missed the Future wave. I was retired by then. I wasn't outside. My number was in the Raptors. That being said, I still appreciate what he's done post me being outside. So I always check for that.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Jack Harlow, I have no idea why he's on this list other than he was playing basketball or something with Drake a couple of weeks ago. Now people are mentioning him with Big Dogs. Not saying that he can't rap, not saying that he's not a star. He's just not deserving to be on this list. He ain't done anything yet to be on this list other than be a good rapper. He is that. He's just not my speed to be the last one that I checked for on this list. And again, no slight to Jack Harlow. He's just not Kendrick Lamar, Future, or Pusha T.
Yeah, he made a smart move. Well, I don't know if he did this purposely or if it just kind of happened this way, but your album dropping in the middle of this run gets you included in this conversation because it's consecutive weeks.
Facts.
And so whether that was done purposely, who knows, but it worked out in his favor because now you do get bundled up with this group. And now these acts, they, of course, obviously Pusha, Future, and Kendrick all have catalog. They've got discographies. So no, Jack Harlow doesn't quote unquote belong in it, but he is hot right now. So therefore, that's why there is a conversation. That's why he's included in these 4 consecutive projects. But I'm interested. I will say GQ deserves to be taken off of publication. All of that. We need to be in the streets burning their magazines for putting Future on the cover and calling him the best rapper alive. That was disgusting. Clickbait, whatever the magazine equivalent to clickbait is, that's horse shit. This is why we don't look for GQ for musical opinions and takes. They need to stick to fucking Argyle sweaters or bespoke suits or whatever the fuck they do in GQ and leave the music shit alone, dude.
Hold your horses there, buddy. There's an argument to be made.
No, it's not.
I mean, if we being for real and we're talking about influence, and we're going to get into this topic next with Steve Stout, but if we talking about what rap is right now, and that's vibes, the nigga that set the vibe is Pluto, period. Hands down.
That doesn't mean he's the best.
Bottom line, Wizard sets the vibe. He set the vibe for a generation that's out here trying to do what he did 10 years ago. Did he not? That
doesn't mean he's the best. If the cover would have said most influential rapper right now, then you'd have an argument. That's not what it said.
Well, see, but that's the thing, though. That's why they can put best, and you can disagree with it because best is a term in which everybody has an opinion on. Like, people can have their opinion and say, well, it's niggas that feel like Future's the best. Like I told you last week, I was in the barbershop and nigga told me that Future was that dude, the Jay-Z of their generation. That literally was what he said word for word. Heading into the next topic.
GQ got to stick to hard bottom shoes.
I can see it. I can see it. That's all I'm saying. I see it. I see Future in the headline best rapper alive. It's niggas that are capped for that.
Man,
wait. Who would you put right there if you were the editor at GQ before we move on with that tagline today, right now?
The best rapper alive is still Jay. Matter of fact, if you want to pick, there's 2 J's you can pick from on the low. On the low. More on that later on my starting 5, but there are 2 J's that are cooking.
So, well, let me ask you a different question there. If you were assigned to sell magazines.
Yeah, clickbait. That's what I'm saying.
Just wait. And the editor of the magazine tells you this is the tagline, best rapper alive.
Right.
You, CJ, Animal Brown, whatever you're going by these days, but he tells you, hey, the tagline is best rapper alive. I want to sell magazines, but I want this statement to almost be accurate as well. Not as important that the statement is accurate. I want to sell magazines too. Now I'm asking you, who would you put right there?
NBA Youngboy.
Get out of here, dude. You could still, the answer is just not Jay-Z there. Like, you can still put J. Cole there or whatever it may be. But I just don't think that you could put Jay-Z there if you're trying to sell magazines.
Crowning anybody the best anything is always going to get attention because there's opinion. Everybody has an opinion on it. So It's still going to get the same looks.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But like you mentioned earlier, Steve Stout, he was featured he was one of the guests on The Shop. Obviously, that's LeBron's talking head show.
Series.
Yeah, YouTube series. And he made an interesting proclamation. He said that vibes are replacing lyrical content. It's no more about bars anymore. It's all about the feels. My question, 1, do you agree with that? And 2, if you do, is that a good or bad thing for hip hop?
I do agree with that. And I think that it's a good thing for hip hop. you don't want to be the old person that's outside and like, oh man, I want to hear lyrics where the bars when you see a nigga like Travis Scott pre-accident selling out stadiums. You know what I'm saying? You see a nigga like Gunna who's sitting right there at the shop with Steve Stout, who I couldn't quote a bar from, but I know what Pusha P is. I know that's the vibe. So I say that to say, with decades, music starts to it starts to grow, whatever it may be, add evolution to the mix of how it grows, and you get that hip hop, hibbity hop, how they were rapping in the 80s to Nas, Rakim type flow, to what Jeezy, Jay-Z, to now you got niggas that like, you're right, it's a vibe. It's not as important what you say, but it's more so important like people want to dive into what you feel about stuff. That's why Juice WRLD is so popular, because I can go to your IG like we used to go to an album back in the day. If I'm a kid, I can go to your IG now and get what me and you got from an album with lyrics, the story, the behind the scenes, or what happened in this situation. Niggas rapped about that back in the day. Now it's just on their Instagram. So now when you come to listen to my music, all I want to do is set the tone for the night, or set the tone for spinning the block, or set the tone for when you're getting ready to pop the pill. I ain't necessarily got to tell you the story because the story's on social media and you have more access to me now. Back in our day, when lyrics were important, we wanted the story because we didn't have the access. So I think it's a trade-off, and I think it's just a growth of hip-hop.
Yeah, I don't think that vibe. I think people get, whenever there's more, I think there's enough space for both. And that whenever another one comes out or another style emerges and it may become semi-popular, now all of a sudden people think it means it's the death of something else. The birth of one thing doesn't always mean the death of something else. So I would challenge him on that, saying that it's replacing lyrical content. I don't think so. I think there's room for both. And like you said, they had two artists on that particular episode. One was Rick Ross, who's more known for lyrics than vibes, and Gunna, who's more known for vibes than lyrics. They didn't have 6 vibe niggas on the show, dude. Like, then that's when you're like,
I disagree with that though. Because Rick Ross is known for the vibe though. Like the first thing a nigga say about Rick Ross is what?
Devil in a new dress.
Go ahead and say it. What's the first thing a nigga say about
Devil in a new dress, nigga? That verse is what they say.
Stop. The first thing a nigga say about Rick Ross, man, he know how to pick beats. He the coldest at picking beats. That's the vibe for our generation. So you still got 2 niggas that do vibes. And it's only one nigga with lyrical content that's popping right now. That's J. Cole. So you can stop that. Like it's
not when we just had Kendrick as the most. Not when we just had Kendrick as the highest anticipation of these projects. You
didn't say out. We don't even know. We don't even know if people gonna be receptive of what he about to do. Like it's been 5 years, bro. We don't know if that shit work no more. We do know that J. Cole can come and eat a nigga lunch, pause, and that's still gonna pop and put him on the top of the charts. But like the niggas is right, like Benny and Conway and them niggas ain't like topping the charts. Like Gunna more known than those niggas are. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he's melodic. Yeah, no, for sure. Melodic get you on the radio. Trust me, I understand that part, but the 2 most anticipated projects we just said were Kendrick and Pusha T, and them niggas is lyrical.
We old, nigga. That's why. If it's another nigga here, they probably ain't even listening to.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Older people still listen to hip hop. That's my point. It was a young man's game. 20 years ago, this didn't exist.
Understood.
Me and you weren't listening to KRS-One, bro. We weren't riding.
The palette has expanded.
We was listening to the only thing that was hot. If it was hot, we were listening to it. Now, yeah, there's hot shit, but then there's also like legacy acts, and there's also, you know what I mean, contemporary hip hop. There's more. So Steve Stout is dope. I fuck with him. I fuck with his book. He drops a lot of gems whenever he does interviews, but that's an old way of thinking. Hip hop is different now. There's room for all of that shit.
That's a good point.
Because Benny and all these niggas are extremely successful.
Yes, that's what they are eating. They might not be, they're top 3, but you're right. I agree with that 100%. Speaking of eating, independence, and different lanes, Snoop hitting people over the head again with the post-career business move. We talked about him acquiring everything, therefore, and we wondered, did that include the music? Well, we have our answer. It does. And in including the music in that deal, Snoop has snatched everything off the DSPs. My question, and he's talking about having a Snoop app, well, excuse me, a Death Row app to have this music where you go to it and get it from him directly. And he said, I quote, they're not paying anything over at the streaming site. So why would I continue to have these classic records there? I'll put them someplace where you can get them and we'll make some money off of it. My question to you, is this a smart move or is this a dumb move by Snoop taking Death Row music off of DSPs?
Yeah, it's a smart move. And I'm talking, and when I tell you the very first thing I did when I read this, I'm talking about the very first thing. Just pull up my iPhone, go to Apple Music and search Tupac for immediately. That All Eyes on Me and that Machiavelli better be on here. Yeah. They're still on there. So shout out to the estate of Tupac, who apparently owns the music and not Death Row, which we talked about before, but I just wanted to double check. That is still on there, but that Doggy Style is not. That is gone. Dog Pound is gone. I couldn't think of anything else that came out on Death Row.
Chronic is gone.
Chronic.
Yeah, Chronic gone.
So those are huge albums, huge records. But he's right though. The streaming sites have found a way to hold leverage over the artist because they have the platform and they have the tech for the platform. And because they have the tech and the platform, they can break little breadcrumbs to the artist because they know that artists have to come to them. Kanye has proven that no, we don't, because he's got the stem player and he's able to sell directly to his people. You've seen comedians do this. They don't have to go to Netflix. They don't have to go to these HBO and pray for an HBO deal. You can make your own special. You can produce your own special and sell it on your app for $5 and like make a stupid bag and own all of the shit. So there's other ways to do it. Snoop is just taking that to the next level. I'm shocked that nobody else has done this on a bigger level. I'm shocked Taylor Swift hasn't done it. Beyonce hasn't done it. I'm completely shocked there's no app for a specific artist material. So this is going to be very interesting to see. And you don't need to charge that much either. That's the thing. He can charge, what's Apple TV Plus, like $4.95? You know what I mean? You can
like $5.99 a month.
Right. He can charge $5 and make an infinite more amount of money he would doing that than he would having it on Apple Music, getting a 13th of a penny per stream.
That is true. And there are two ways to look at it, or skin a cat. There was an interview one time with Styles P and Jada Kiss, and they were talking about the difference between independence and being signed to a major label.
Yep.
Same thing applies here, because nothing that you're saying is incorrect. It just depends on if I want to do the work or not. Like, do I want to go out and be Snoop Dogg and do what makes me the most money? Or do I want to worry about app bug fixes, making sure everything is straight? Because like you said, the streaming platforms, they already got the tech. Now I'm introducing other things into my business that other people can do. Yeah, I'm taking a smaller cut, and this is going to take away from my main product, which is Snoop Dogg, because I got to apply time to this. We gave T.I. a hard time about podcasts and them make any money. And one of his things in it in saying that was, I can go be T.I. I ain't got to sit here and read ads and do all of this shit that consists of making a good podcast. I respect it, but I built a brand in being T.I. So I say the same thing here for Snoop. Again, what you're saying isn't wrong, but if I'm Snoop, I don't want to worry about launching a Death Row app, bro. I don't want, like, leave it there. Give me my money that you've been giving whoever was over Death Row at first, and I can apply that to continuing to be Snoop Dogg. I don't want additional problems in my life at 50, 60 years old of trying to run your business because I want a bigger cut. Cool. You built a great platform. Give me my cut. I'm going to keep making big boy bucks over here being Snoop and not worry about what you're making. We've seen this problem with Meek Mill. We see this problem with other guys. Once they start hanging out in different circles and realize what those people are making in those circles, they're like, well, let me cut the middleman out. Let me start making that money. But that takes away from your business of being like, you ain't made it there yet. Like, ain't no, like, if one of the things that I think you take into consideration here as a businessman with Snoop, and again, there's no wrong answer, but those 3 albums we named are iconic. After I listen to those, what else am I staying on the Death Row app for?
Yeah, you gotta
I'm going
spice it
right
up.
back to Apple Music. Like I might even delete the app because I don't even listen to those albums that often. So now I got to put additional content on here. And again, it can be fruitful. You're absolutely right. It's just 2 ways to look at it. Do I want to adopt all of this additional responsibility to do something that's in place to make a little bit more money?
I mean, yeah, it is tricky, and you can ask Dame Dash how tricky having your own app is with your own content. It's tricky for sure, but it's definitely well worth the payout. It's worth it. Any independent artist would tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. There's pros and cons to each, obviously, but more ownership and more money on the back end is. And let's be fair, Snoop in different circles, dude. He just did the goddamn. He was in the circle to buy Death Row to begin with. That's number one. And we know he didn't get it by himself. He was probably with a team. So that means he's in the Super Bowl circles now too. Like, dude, like there's some tech shit. He done came across some tech guys in LA somehow, some way, done cross paths, and he got somebody working on an app. And this might be the move. I think it's just time now. Him trying to do this 10 years ago, 20 years ago, might have been too soon. I think the time now is the right time for it. And I think Snoop is business savvy enough to know that that's the case. Like he wouldn't jump out of here and sit and be looking like Young Thug at the computer, nigga, trying to figure out how to put the code together for the app. I would hope not. You know what I'm saying? I hope he met somebody, bro.
Absolutely. And you're right. I don't think that Snoop as a businessman, like we've seen him be successful throughout all these years. I think the question is, what do you want to take the rest of your life? Because like you got what? Snoop 50, 60, you got like 40 more years left. You can build and this can be great, but like you said, the payout is bigger, the back end is bigger, but it just takes a lot more work. So do you want to be Snoop or do you want to develop out an app? And it's just like you said, just different trade-offs with family and quality time and just quality of life in general. When people are quoting mental health nowadays, the thing that comes with independence, being your own boss, that's a 24-hour job.
That's a
fact.
And
I'm like Snoop been doing that, like you said. And this ain't necessarily towards him. This is from the broader scale of people listening and talking about ownership and boss. That a lot of that talk that we see comes with that's on call 24 hours, being responsible for somebody, getting paid last, making sure that everything fucking works. That's a part of what he's accepting with moving his stuff from here where it's easy and I can go do what I do to moving it and doing it on your own. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah, that's that work-life balance. That's that sleep when you die mentality. And if people say that, it sound cool, but if you really want that, I don't know.
Yeah, is it worth it? Like when you enjoy the shit that you earn.
But if Louis C.K. can put his special on the app, bro, I think Snoop can figure something out.
Oh, facts. It's doable. You know it is 100% doable. Do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Right. What we got next?
Last up, man, before we get to this all rap 2022 starting lineup, Meg Thee Stallion, my girl, debuted a new record at Coachella that may or may not have been sending shots at your man, Tory Lanez. I can't really tell. My question, if it is the case, are you here for the new record or are you tired of this story already?
Man, I'm so over this. There is no already to it. This should have been passed in the media in today's time with all of the shit that comes into the circle or the news cycle. This should have been gone. But it keeps rearing its ugly head again and again and again, and people keep talking about it. And Tory Lanez gets locked up last week, and now Megan at the biggest event or biggest concert in music, damn near debatably, and I got a diss. Like, y'all motherfuckers act like y'all want us to stop talking about it, but then y'all keep adding flames to the fire. Like, I'm over this. Who cares what happened at this point, dude? Is anybody going to jail? No? Okay, cool. Why do we care that Tory Lanez fucked her best friend and she shot him about it? Who cares, dude? People go through shit every day. Like the words of my nigga Cam said, dude, niggas get shot every day, B. Pop back, man. Meg, you good? We cool. I'm happy for you. Don't condone any violence towards Black women. Don't support Tory if he did or didn't do anything. But I'm just tired of hearing about this. And I think Meg is a bigger star than this, and to be putting any energy towards this at Coachella. Like, come on, bro. Like you Megan Thee Stallion. Like Tory pretty much got himself out of here doing all this, even though like he's wrong or he's right. If he lied or didn't, people pretty much cancel him out. He hasn't been able to bounce back from it. Meg been able to keep it moving, so keep it moving. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The story is definitely played out. Neither one of us are really here for the media takeout. That vibe doesn't. We don't give a shit about that. But I will say the song, which she did do a version. I'm back to the music. Fuck that. But the song is fire though. Like I kind of like that shit. And it was over like it was a different type of beat. Like she showed her range on there. Like that shit was hard. Remind me of some Lil' Kim shit. I was like, damn, she was spitting too though. I was like, damn. Like it was definitely a different tone, different vibe. She was rapping. It was about lyrics. And so I was here for the song. The joint was hard. Yeah, if ain't nobody got this on video or there's no surveillance footage of it, if there's no camp footage of it, and we gotta hang this up. Like either somebody get locked up or somebody lying. Let's get some answers. True Hollywood Story can do an episode on it. Something just like let's whatever happened, get it out. My question though, if it come out that Meg was lying, how do you think that would look? Would that be a big deal? Little deal, no deal if it came out that she was lying?
I don't think it's anything that she can't outperform. Like she still got another hit in her or a couple of hits or a trajectory to this is going to be a blip on her Wikipedia page. Like this is the end for Tory Lanez. Like it doesn't matter what happens from here. What he was going to be, he will never be. Unless he do a full Young Berg to hit maker, like change his name and all of that. Like it's over for him. But for Meg, the most that you would get from this, if it comes out that she was lying, that you would look at the Crawford situation different too. Be like, maybe dude wasn't bullshitting when he said what he been saying about her. Like maybe she kind of shady, but still, even with that, all it's gonna take is a hit, her shaking that ass on YouTube, and we're gonna forgive her, and that's cool. And I ain't saying anything's wrong with that because she's young. She got a long career in front of her. This was a mistake on somebody's end.
Right.
He ain't bouncing back from it. She can. What do you think?
It depends. So many layers. Like let's say it came out that he didn't shoot her, the gun dropped and it just went off, but she had her back turned, so she thought he shot her. You know what I'm saying? Like, then was she lying? Did he shoot? Like, then like nobody's wrong. I feel like it's one of them situations where they're both telling their truth, but it's their truth, and the other person doesn't know it. So maybe it's one of them situations. I honestly don't know. But if she just flat out looked, she's protecting somebody else, like she knows exactly what's happened, but she put it on him instead of somebody else, then I think that would be a terrible look for her if that happened that way.
Am I overstating Tory? Like, what do you think about his career post and pre that?
If something came out when he's completely cleared of the accusations, he'd be fine. But it have to be
as in
it have to be like 4K footage, because you have to be that much. Dude,
well, you say fine. I think the damage is done. Like, there's nothing that can happen for him that can bounce him back. It could come out that his security guard shot her and she lied, and the whole time everybody knew it. He just couldn't say nothing, and he still wouldn't bounce back. He's still gonna be like, people is gonna be here for the jokes for him from now on. It's gonna be hairline jokes. Go ahead.
He'd have to find a smoking gun, no pun intended, and it'd have to be in 4K, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's something to clear his name, but it would just have to be, you know how people say, man, I got to work twice as hard as this motherfucker just to be on the same. Like, he'd have to find the fucking OJ glove, nigga, and it'd have to be crystal clear, non-edited footage, bro. And there will be a pocket of people who will still be like, fuck, dude. But the majority of people will be like, oh, okay, well, I guess he didn't do it. Because the public is easy to sway like that, dude. Like, that's just people, bro.
If he come out with a hit,
it don't matter.
And the people that do not know him be like, oh, that's a cool song. Who is that?
That don't matter. Nah, that ain't gonna happen, bro. He ain't got because in order to have
what's not gonna happen?
In order for that song to get in front of people that don't know him, he would need backing. He would need a machine behind him. That's how that happens. And nobody's behind. There's no machine behind him like that right now.
Period. So that's my question, and that's my point that I'm saying. No machine is ever going to get behind him ever again. That's over because of this situation.
I don't know.
Like,
Deshaun Watson just got $250 million, dude. So
who?
Deshaun Watson just got $250 million cash, dude. If we would have said this a year ago, you wouldn't have believed it. I promise you. You'd have been like, man, ain't no way nobody breaking bread like that with dude. I'm telling you.
I don't think Tory Lanez is that talented. Deshaun Watson talented, dude. Like, that nigga was
damn near the best quarterback.
He was damn near the best quarterback in the league with the Texans. Nigga was top 4 in stats. That gets you 250. Like, that's my point with Tory Lanez. That nigga ain't going in no record label with nothing. Like, he can have Juicy in his back pocket, nigga. That nigga can go in there with Jesus Walks. They're gonna be like, okay.
They're gonna do it like Kanye.
We'll see what happens when you release it. We might come through if like everybody's cool with it. But we not gonna promote it and put it out like, and people be asking, like you said, who's that guy? They're gonna be like, oh, that's the dude that shot Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, he gotta quit it. It ain't even gonna get that far. Oh, that's the dude that shot Megan. Oh yeah, I remember that. It ain't gonna be all we got off 4K footage or not.
That's
if he ever makes a Jesus Walks, if he ever gets put out there again, when people refer to him, it's gonna be as the little dude who shot Meg. No matter what happens from here on out.
It's a tough situation right there, though. But he might have a backup plan in his up his sleeve that we'll talk about a little bit later. But we want to get to these this all-star lineup. Playoffs started this week, y'all. NBA playoffs for those that don't follow basketball. Got us thinking. All rap starting 5, cream of the crop. We got a 6-man spot here as well. We had categories last time. You can mix and match them. Star player number 2, specialist, young gun, and vet. I kept mine the same just to keep it a little bit simple. But what did you have? Who's your star player? Let's get straight to it. Who's your star player, man, for the all rap league?
I kept mine the same as well. So like you said, star player number 2, specialist, young gun, vet, 6-man. Usually the NBA pick all NBA teams around this year.
First team, second team, third team.
Yeah, so that's what we picked this off. We're going to do the first team, all rap, all nation. And again, we played this off the Atlanta series. And who knows, we might do it at the end of the year too, just because we can, and this is our podcast.
For sure.
So this is probably feel like the biggest part of the conversation here, the star player, who you putting out there as the head of your team. Only maybe 5-6 rappers could be in this category. I went with Jermaine Cole. The best rapper over the last year. We talking translating this into basketball terms. He would be like putting up a triple-double. He would be Westbrook in his prime. Like, that's what J. Cole is doing. He putting his team on with the Dreamville mixtapes with drama. He's murdering every track. Business-wise, we seen him on the Forbes list. J. Cole, I feel like, is the best at the game right now.
Yeah, I can't argue that. My star player is also J. Cole. He's just been consistent. He's putting up 35s night after night after night after night. And that's how you get into that MVP conversation. That's how you get in that first team All-NBA conversation. You're playing at a high level on a consistent basis for an extended period of time. And that's exactly what J. Cole is doing. He's been on this role for a minute, but then he's also got the product to match it, though. The album last year, of course, was fire. You know what I'm saying? Everything he's put out, man. The single he's on with Bia, he murdered that. He slaughtered that. So it's just he's on a roll. I couldn't see putting anyone else right here unless I was just trolling. So J. Cole, my star player, without question.
You couldn't see putting. Here are the other people that I have as stars: Drake, Tyler the Creator, Kanye West.
Yeah.
You couldn't see putting either one of those 3 over J. Cole?
Possibly.
Last year.
Possibly.
Even as a Drake and Kanye stan.
Yeah, for sure. I think Cole had a better project than Drake, though. That's the only thing. That was my tiebreaker. I thought he had the better project. And
Cole... Kanye had the best album of last year?
I don't think I had it number 1. I
Oh, I
think I had
thought
it top
you
two.
thought that Donda was number one. You said it was 38 songs, no skips. I assumed that meant number one.
I mean, it is 30. It is 47 songs, no skips though. He is the first nigga to do
Jesus.
that. But I'm including some of this year too though. So
Got you.
I
So you wouldn't go Kanye or Drake.
no, it's close though because my number two, my Scottie Pippen, is Kanye West.
Oh,
Only thing
you're cheating.
is,
You're cheating. You're cheating already.
absolutely
Cheater,
not.
animal Brown, straight
Absolutely
out
not.
of the J Hove school of competing. I
Absolutely
could
not.
tell that you guys grew up together. That is a
Absolutely
cheat
not.
code. Kanye
Absolutely
West,
not.
number two in whose book? Where in what world are you walking in a room with Kanye West and be like, look, here are the tiers and the layers. This is the max salary, and I'm putting J. Cole right here, and I want you to take the number two salary. Like, tell me how you getting that off.
Right now, I'm telling you how is because right now Kanye is off the grid. He's on load management right now. I can't count on him every night.
Cheating. You're cheating.
That's the thing.
You're cheating, dude. I give you a chance to pick another one because that's cheating.
I'm resting.
Bro, stop.
Kanye is on this Kawhi Leonard shit. He resting
bro.
for 2 or 3 games in a row. He got a lot going on in his personal life, and his team is falling apart. His executive hat is no longer. You can't count that. Good music is no longer. Like that, he's lost that. He had a roster. He had one of the best rosters in rap. Now he doesn't.
Bro, that nigga just dropped that arguably one of the best fucking albums in hip hop in the last 3 years. This nigga been selling out stadiums with no music out off the new album. What are you talking about? He is a star. There's no way in the world on God's green earth that you would convince Kanye West to be number two on your team.
He's number
that's
two.
Part of this. That's part of the criteria. You being able to convince him, hey, I got a guy, and he's the guy, but you gonna be Scottie Pippen. Man, get out of here, bro.
Luckily, I have two. They're basically 2 stars.
Hopefully, you have another pick.
That's just good GMing on my part.
No, that's just cheating.
Yeah,
I mean, if you playing your franchise against a computer and no other human beings are around to stop this, and I guess you could do that. Possibly. Maybe you could do that. Quite possibly. If you cut the salary cap off.
I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about the documentary though. So actually Kanye is my star, and then J. Cole is my number 2. There we go. I just flipped it.
Just stop. Just say you don't have a number 2.
I got a
you got
squad.
Apparently, you are the Golden State Warriors and you don't have a salary. You're the Yankees and don't have a salary cap.
73 and 9.
That's how you went about this. I went about this correctly, and I'm going to pick a real number 2. This guy, I feel like, is on the verge. He sells a lot of records. I'm not sure that he's not superstar status yet. He's a legit number 2, a legit Scottie Pippen, and someone who I feel like would play great next to J. Cole, being that he offers another perspective. And he still isn't that far off lyrically either. And that's Moneybagg Yo. Moneybagg Yo, I feel like, is a strong number 1 on Yo Gotti's roster, strong contender to continue to push out good music, give you what you need. He can give you a hit, street hit every now and then. I feel like that he's on the verge. He ain't really tapped into the capability of the type of artist that he could be for the rest of his career. So that would be a legitimate Scottie Pippen to J. Cole. My number 2 would be Moneybagg Yo.
That's just bad GMing. You just overpaid for Moneybagg Yo. That's all.
Well, I just put him in his correct spot. I just put Moneybagg Yo where Jaylen Brown would be as a number 2. A number 2. I didn't pick Kanye West as a Scottie Pippen.
Moneybagg Yo balled out his contract year and you overpaid him. And it happens. It's okay. Hopefully he can live up to that.
Moneybagg Yo is Klay Thompson. That's what he is right now.
I mean, he can't carry a team.
I have a Steph Curry with J. Cole. He doesn't have to carry a team because I have Steph Curry. He get hurt, it's cool because I still got Steph Curry.
I have Kobe and Shaq.
He come back and he balling, we the best team in the playoffs.
Listen,
you on the other hand
have Kobe and Shaq.
Buy your team Gatorade.
Kobe and
you
Shaq.
Spent all the money on the first 2 dudes. Now they drinking water on the bench instead of Gatorade with electrolytes. Who's your specialist?
My specialist, I'm going to what the hottest sound in rap is right now and the face of it. It's clearly Fabio Foreign. Drill is the hottest sound in production wise right now. For how long, who knows? But as of today, it's hot. Who do you think of when you think of that sound? It's one person. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. With all due respect, it's Fabio Foreign. So if anybody has that type of record, they go and get him. Whether that's City Girls, whether that's Nicki Minaj, whoever it is, they call the same motherfucker, and he's not turning down no checks right now because who knows how long it's gonna be before this sound gets old and nobody's gonna call him anymore for it. So I'm going right now with Fabio as my specialist because he's the face of that style. It's my 3-point specialist right now. It's Dale Curry. Shout out to my NBA heads out there that know who the fuck that was. But I got Fabio, man. Who you got?
So apparently you did understand the assignment because that was a good pick. I'm
All
not
of
mad
them
at that one at all. Well within the salary range of what you're looking for there. I ain't mad at that. That's a good pick. My specialist, on the other hand, is a 2-for-1. And the reason being is they take over the lane that they're in, they could be number one, but they usually don't even got to compete with the big dogs. But if they do compete with the big dogs and they're successful, then you got a whole nother superstar like Nicki Minaj. So with my specialist, I'm going to go Lotto. I'm going to venture into the female rap lane and let her be my hope to dominate the female rap lane. And if she does that, continues to grow lyrically like we thought she would, based off her album when we reviewed it here, she takes that dominating the female game, does her Nicki Minaj ascension, and dominates in being a superstar as well. I think that she is that good. She has that type of capability. She can rap that well. She don't got drama around her like other ladies in the game that we just talked about with Megan Thee Stallion, but she's just as talented. Getting the same, well, I don't know if she's getting the same looks, but I feel like she's just as talented and can take that being from the South to places that we haven't seen before for a female artist. So my specialist, I'm gonna go with Lotto.
Putting Lotto on back-to-back starting fives is nasty.
Hopefully she sees this. Hey,
Fair
Lotto.
enough. All right, I'll take that though. My young gun. Who is my young guy? We touched on this person earlier.
Let me guess, you got NBA young boy?
Absolutely not. That would be fitting, no, but hell no. I'm going Jack Harlow. I did like the first album. I was surprised that I liked his last album. Actually, I let J Ho talk me into listening to it, but it was actually pretty dope. Like I couldn't even front. He's actually a talented dude. He's actually a charismatic guy. He seems to have a good sense of humor. He can poke fun at himself. He's got the it factor. He's got the intangibles to where he can have a long career. So I'm very interested to see what he does with this new record. So this is my young guy. I'm not mad at him coming off the bench. I got him on a rookie deal so far, so he's affordable. I like what Drama's doing with the label over there with him and Lil Uzi Vert. He's got an eye for talent. It took him a while to get it together, but he's got a nice eye for talent over there with those two guys. So give me Harlow. Definitely interested to hear what the project sounds like. If I didn't listen to the last one, I wouldn't be checking for this new one. But since I did, I am, and so here we are. We got him in a conversation with Pusha T, Future, and Kendrick. That was very slick of him to be included in that. Very nicely done. Nice PR team he got over there. Somebody got word and release dates and was like, nigga, we finna drop right here. So give me Harlow, man. I like what he got going on.
Oh, we finna run y'all niggas out of the gym. That's what they saying when you walk in with Jack Harlow and the white man can't jump fit. No.
Nigga acting roles and shit. It's popping.
No. Jack Harlow is cool.
Yeah.
But he's just like Luther Curl. It ain't it. It ain't for my demographic. If you putting him on your starting five against my young guy, again, you guys are getting ran out the gym. I got the super gremlin on my side. Yes, he ate the perk, even though he knew it was fake. You know why? Because he's a super gremlin. We don't need Gatorade. We got the hit of the spring, summer. They still playing it. And that's Kodak Black. That's my young guy. Regardless of what he got going on, regardless if people like him or not, say stupid stuff with his head up his ass sometimes. But the guy makes good music. The last project was good. Super Gremlin is a smash that Jack Harlow hasn't seen yet with tries like Nail Tech. So my young guy, who I still think is going to grow, J. Cole mentioned him in his rap, is going to play perfectly around Cole. Give me Kodak Black, the Super Gremlin.
He's too much of a wild card, man. He gonna get thrown out of every other game, dude. You can't produce if you in the fucking locker room by halftime.
This is a wash. We up 40. We up
Ain't
40,
no way.
by the way. You better have a hell of a vet. Because
So
Kanye and Cole can't even play together.
my
You know.
vet, my vet has rejuvenated his career. He's extended it.
This
He
may be the
linked up
same
with a
pick.
producer, locked himself in the studio, and have come out with several back-to-back projects that have been very high quality. It's Nasty Nas. I'm looking forward to that King's Disease 3 coming up too. He has
So
rejuvenated his career. Not to say it had fallen off, so to speak, but it was a point where we were like, if Nas never came back out, I think we'd probably be straight. Like after Life is Good,
yes.
we were like, you know what? That was a nice way. If this was the way it ends, Hall of Fame
Cool.
career for Nas. But no,
Yes.
I don't know if he on that HGH, if he on that fucking deer antler spray, but he has had a second wind when it comes to his career, and he is aging gracefully. So I got Nas. I can't wait for that new project with him and Hit Boy. They make magic,
Right.
no pun intended. And I'm ready for it, man. My vet is my lineup is killing right now. But go ahead.
Well, it's just because you tried to pick two superstars, and I'm still running you out of the gym, even sticking to the criteria and under the salary cap. It's called me Moneyball. I am Moneyball Lou. My vet album on the way. It ain't even dry yet. It's still wet, still coming out the door. And that's Pusha T. You want to talk about rejuvenated? You want to talk about somebody who came back washed, one of the best rappers, period, the best stars that we've seen in a battle, cleaned them up real easy. Like if he had to clean Nas up, I'm sure that he could do that. And that's Pusha T. I'm gonna keep it rolling, keep it money bag, yo, with the perfect other side of J. Cole. Pusha T is the perfect other side of J. Cole as well. I got a nice balance on this team with Pusha T. I can't wait to hear what the new album sounds like. He got two of the best producers in the game, like we said earlier, on the new track. We know what Daytona was about. Grammy nominated over the last year. Kind of been low. It's been a
Yep.
lot of anticipation, but the last two singles got him in my starting five. He got a song with Hove. He got the other one with his brother back, and he ripping it on there with him. Like Pusha T is about to make his presence felt as a vet in this game. Hard to do when we've seen vets like 2 Chainz, we've seen vets like Rick Ross come and go like a fart in the wind. Not knocking them, just the stage that they're at in their careers. Pusha T is going to show you how to do it at this stage. Let's go.
Yeah. And again,
Starting
I
five is
can't stress.
hard.
I'm extremely interested to hear what that album sounds like. Let's be very clear.
Starting five's nuts, man.
He's got 2 cheat codes in the gym with him, but it's almost impossible for this not to be fire. It's damn near impossible. He took 4 years to make it, and he's got 2 of the best fucking GMs in his back pocket. So
if this album is some slaw, it would be more disappointing than Detox never coming out.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
If you got Pusha T, Pharrell, Kanye West, and it ain't but 14, 12 tracks, and he coming off of being like what he did on that Daytona, and you tell me that it's some slaw?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Stop.
That'd be nuts. My
Stop.
sixth man. Gotta have somebody coming off the bench. This person just coming off of injured reserve. And this is a former starter just getting their win back. This is like Mello right here. Nicki Minaj, she's back. This is my 6th man. She just put out a nice little 3-piece of records to test the water. She's a little rusty, just a little bit rusty, still finding her legs. But I'm telling you, if I need a quick 20 off the bench on any given night, she gonna microwave it on up. I love that song with Fabio though. They jackballed the video, but the song is fire. So she's getting her legs back. I'm very interested to see what she do. I like both the records with Baby too. Honestly, I actually think she's 3 for 3 out the gate right now. But that's my 6th man. Off of injured reserve, she's back, getting it back in game shape. It's going down. She got to get a better videographer though, because that video is trash. Hot about it too.
You clearly have the best front office in the world.
Yes, I do.
Kanye West, J. Cole, and Nicki Minaj, all under the salary cap, and convincing Nicki Minaj that she's going to come off the bench. Good
Absolutely.
luck.
Absolutely.
You know what they told? You know what Melo said when they told him or asked him, was he coming off the bench? Where was that he went to? And they was like, "You gonna come off the bench?" He was like, "Who, me?"
Was it Houston or Portland or something?
That was funny, and that's exactly what Nicki Minaj is gonna say to you. Who, me? Off the bench? Sticking to the criteria, picking someone who could be a starter in another situation, but I found them gem in the rough, so I can get them coming off the bench until somebody offers a big contract for them to be their second or maybe even start. For me, I've been talking about him. Loved his last project, Free the Guys, 42 Doug. 42 Doug easily gives you that energy that you need. Lou Williams is what I would compare him to. Just gonna come in consistently, do his thing, and then he might go for 40 one night. You never know. Like, you might get a hit out of 42 Doug here sometime soon. You might not. You might get projects with just him and ESTG spinning their shit. You never know. Perfect person to come off the bench, heat up, cool down. It doesn't really matter. You know what is gonna be pretty much consistent when he comes to give me 42 Doug.
Man, we straight ISOing.
By the way, call me GM Lou. This is why I'm successful in all fantasy leagues, football, franchise that you want to run on PlayStation, Xbox, whatever it may be. This is why I'm always the beast without cheating. Stand under salary cap. You from the J-Hove school, clearly.
This is
ruined you.
We ISOing every time he on mouse in the house. Straight ISO bonding. We put him in the paint, nigga. It's a wrap on 42. He getting dunked on, stepped over, all of that shit. We ain't worried about that at all.
That's funny.
Yeah, your list was definitely mid. Y'all in the playing tournament, nigga, to just barely make the fucking playoffs.
I'm GM of the year. This is Moneyball lists. I got all the analytics. Everybody fit perfectly. I got some extra money, so they ain't got to struggle. They ain't got to fly charter flights to the next spot. Ain't no locker room beef. Everybody know they roll. We all good. Meanwhile, you got Cole and Kanye fighting in the locker room. Nicki Minaj just went to Vegas before the game on some Rodman shit. She might not even show up. You don't know. Who knows what Fabio doing? Y'all. You're an old young guy. You got an old specialist. And then 40. We thought he was 25. Like, come on.
Fabio might be 39. I ain't gonna lie.
Fabio definitely 40 years.
Hey man, y'all let us know who y'all squad is. YouTube.com/OnDeck. Make sure you subscribe and comment. Let us know. We got some wins and some losses, man. What we got up?
Absolutely, man. Again, tell us who had the best squad between Adam Brown and myself,
That's
even though
easy.
he cheated. And put your 5 up there too. Put your 5 up there. Try not to pick the same people as, but let's go. Wins and some losses. First W or L, your hairline brethren, your hairline indentured brother. He created a Tinder app for dogs. It's called Puppy Mate. Is that a win or a loss?
That's gonna be a win right there, buddy. This would be a win had he not said anything. Like if the app just took off and just because it could take off and just motherfuckers just not know you had anything to do with it.
That should have been it. That would have been the play.
It'd been a major W because everybody named mama has dogs. I'm the last nigga on earth without one. And somebody somewhere, all you need is a 5% of dog owners to be into this and you out of here. So he should have not even said nothing and just let somebody else be the face and play the background.
That's where the L come in at, saying that I'm Tory Lanez and I have something to do with it. No, leave it alone, dude. Stop. We don't need to know. Next W or L, your man Macklemore becomes this is ironic, minority owner in the Seattle Kraken. Win or loss?
This is a win because number one, how can where has Macklemore been at the last 10 years, and how can he be a minority owner in any team on any level, dude? He had one fucking song, dude, the thrift store joint, and that was a very long time ago.
Grammy for album of the year, though, right?
Yeah, but he shouldn't have. He gave it to Kendrick Lamar on stage. He even said I shouldn't have won this, dude. So he knew better.
Grammy will do for you. Though. I ain't even got to do nothing else.
To buy a fucking team? Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
Got it off that song. What was the song?
Thrift store, nigga. And he had another one, too. But
you know, you need one hit. Wendy told us one hit you can survive off of for the rest of your life. This nigga
that's
got
true.
a Grammy.
He
by a team.
he went in with what's my Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch went in with him. Marshawn Lynch had to get had to battle CTE nigga to get on this level, and Macklemore could just slide in and fucking get like, come on now. But I do, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I like them jerseys though. Them jerseys hard as fuck. I want
what is this? A soccer team?
Hockey. Yeah, that shit hard.
I ain't seen it. I gotta check it out. But I mean, shout out to Macklemore. I guess this is a W. He like because Marshawn Lynch is involved and he does, so he won't get fined. So I'm with it. It is, like you said, it is surprising though to know that Macklemore has that much money for one album. It's a lot of money, even if it's a small minority state.
Still,
it had to be at least a couple M's, I would assume.
Yeah, it got to be.
Funniest thing I seen on Twitter though, somebody was like, "How's Macklemore minority anything?"
That's hilarious. I seen that. That was funny.
And they was dead serious, like not understanding that it wasn't minority as far as race, but it's minority as far as ownership stake. Hilarious. Last win or loss before we get out of here, your man Tiger released the Wavy Baby sneakers, and they sold out in 10 minutes, but he's being sued by Vans for copyright infringement. Win or loss there.
Yeah, the clothing brand Mischief or whatever the fuck they're called, they did the Lil Nas X Air Maxes last year. They're being sued
again.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought these was Vans when I first saw them. I didn't know they were knockoffs. I thought he had a deal with Vans. I was like, oh, look at Tiger. I don't know how he keeps his head afloat either. But here we are. He's still in the news.
These shit like this.
That's true. The sneak. I mean, I ain't mad at them. It's all pub is good pub. They'll figure out something to do with them shoes.
Ain't it just like the Bape shit? They can't use the silhouettes like they use Bape.
It depends on how old the silhouette is.
Oh, so Bape is able to get away with that?
Yeah, that's why they put them out at the time they did. I think they were older than 25 years old, or it's either 20 or 25 years.
Oh, with the copyright. I mean,
yeah, whatever the trademark, patent. Whatever it's called, patent. Yeah, those have an expiration date. So that's why you see people making knockoff stuff and they're getting away with it, because if Bape waited until the Air Force One thing expired, and that's why they were able to make it.
That's how all these Air Force One knockoffs come out.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Air Force Ones came out in like 79, 80, something like that. So by the time Bape came out in early 2000s, they were safe. Not so much for Vans, apparently.
Absolutely not. Who do you got for On Decker of the Week?
Yeah, man, we're going to YouTube. Shout out to our guy, CE_ES8051. He said, on the last episode with the Vince Staples joint, he said, possibly my Cali bias, but this album is banging. No skips at all for me. Definitely gave Good Kid, Mad City vibes with the skits. Also had Monster Cody Scott on the album, whose book I read when I was a teenager and kept me from gang banging. Dope project. We appreciate that comment, and I agree that Vince Staples is banging.
Yes, and then Monster Cody book is fire.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate that. He always tap in on Twitter with us too, bro. We appreciate you tapping in from the West Coast. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We appreciate you holding it down from California with love.
Hey, man, what you got for put on this week?
Yesterday, man, one of the best series on TV was Back in the Saddle. AMC Plus. Check it out if you missed it. Better Call Saul. The Breaking Bad spinoff, 2 episodes, about an hour, 30 minutes, hour, 45 minutes of heat yesterday. But it's a slow burn. It didn't start off just like out of the gate like Yellowstone and them, but I'm definitely glad it's back. So I put on, if you ain't watched Better Call Saul, please catch up on it and tap into this. You're going to be happy. And it's the last season. Yeah, I'm hot at you. That was my same one. I didn't get to watch it yet, but it will definitely be in the rotation. It's a lot of last seasons for good TV, and I don't really understand what that's about. But add that to the list of Ozark, Insecure. Nobody want to be like Lost.
Stranger Things.
Extra season. That's what it is. People don't want to like take it too far. Like it's more. I think it's more now in ending it early, franchising it, doing a spinoff, as opposed to going 10, 11 seasons. Nobody trying to do that now.
Yeah, that last people trying to do that Walking Dead, and people been off that.
The fact that Walking Dead still comes on is amazing.
I think it's the last season for that too. I hope it is.
It should be.
Cause that shit.
Having not seen an episode in 10 years, I know it should be still.
Big skips. Y'all tap in. Let us know if you're still watching Walking Dead and tell us why, because I don't understand.
I got Nick still watching Walking Dead.
Really?
Yes, sir. They still do a review of it. Shout out my guys over there, Frames Per Second, man. Absolutely.
He the last of the Mohegans.
Yeah, I heard them talking about it when I joined them for the Will Smith conversation, but they were talking about how slow it was too. So everybody out of they holding it down for the fans, man. I commend them for that.
There it is, man. Hey, tap in with us On Deck TV On Deck TV show on Instagram, and check the links in the description, man. Cop a shirt, support the real, man. Get them sleeves out for the summer, man. We got the short sleeve joints on deck to cop support. We appreciate you in advance.
Absolutely, man. We out.
Yes, sir.